Hi, this is Gene Trowbridge of the law firm Trowbridge and Nay. We're securities attorneys. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about my book. This is the 5th edition of my book. It's called A Whole New Business. It was a bestseller in Amazon when this edition just came out. And when I wrote the book, I had a number of questions that I thought readers would be interested in. And so each chapter addresses a certain question. And in chapter 4, the question is, what ownership entities would you see if you were going to pool investors together to buy real estate, to go into a business, to do in the lending business, to do a fund of funds, whatever you're going to do? What ownership entities would you expect to see? And really, there are three. The most popular one is the limited liability company. And the benefits of a limited liability company is everyone is protected by limited liability. The managing member and the members. That's what you call them in an LLC, the managing member and the members, and they have limited liability. And that's very, very attractive because until the LLC, the limited liability company formation became legal and popular, the entity that was used was a limited partnership. In a limited partnership, there's a general partner and there are limited partners. People still use those terms all the time, but in an LLC, there's no general partner and there's no limited partner. Okay, that's a pet peeve of mine. But anyhow, in a limited partnership, the general partner has total liability for everything that goes wrong. The limited partners have limited liability. That's great, but they can't make any management decisions. They can't pitch in if there's any trouble, because if they do, they're no longer limited. Then they become general, and then they have total liability. So the LLC came along and said, let's give everyone limited liability, and let's let the members vote and make decisions and not lose their limited liability. Probably the third entity that I do see once in a while is a corporation. And in a corporation, there are reasons to be a corporation. You can have benefits, you can do certain things in a corporation, and especially if it's a working business. Like we've done things, we've helped people buy a hockey team, a fiber optics company, a series of racehorses. And for some reason in those entities, a corporation would be the best. And so in a corporation, there's the board of directors, the officers, and the shareholders. And what you buy is you buy a share of stock. And then the shareholders get to vote and tell the board of directors what to do. And that's fine, but it's a little more complicated. It doesn't work quite as well for some of the things that we mostly use an entity for, which would be a real estate investment. So that's chapter 4, a full explanation of those things, probably something about DSTs also, which we don't get involved in much anymore, but that was an important chapter in the book. So I encourage you to go ahead and get a copy of the book. You can get it at our website. You find the information right now. And once again, this is Gene Trowbridge and Trowbridge Nay law firm. We're securities lawyers, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, give it a like and leave a comment with your questions. We read them, and they often become future videos. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And head to book.tnllp.com to grab a free copy of Gene's best-selling book on securities and crowdfunding. It's a whole new business.